Welcome to the Aircraft Profile Prints video podcast. In this episode we will be looking at the VFA-83 Rampagers Lineage. Before we get started, please subscribe to the channel and let us know in the comment section which squadron lineage you would like to see in future video podcasts. The VFA-83 Rampagers Lineage print have just been released on AircraftProfilePrints.com. To purchase, click the link in the description. Now, let's have a look at the Rampagers Lineage. The Rampagers Lineage can be traced back to the early 50s. Fighter Squadron 916, the Roaring Bulls, were called to active duty on February 1st, 1951 at Naval Air Station Jacksonville. In September 1951, they moved to Naval Air Station Oceana and were equipped with F4U-4 Corsair. The squadron became a part of Carrier Air Group 8, which was a reserve wing, and they were scheduled to deploy aboard the USS Tarawa, but stayed in Oceana for transitioning to the F9F-2 Panther. The transitioning to the Panther took place in December 1951, but already in May 52 they would trade their Panthers for Bearcats. In September 52 they went back to the Panther, only this time it was an upgraded F9F-5 Panther, which is depicted here. They made a short deployment aboard the USS Oriskany in early 53 as a part of Carrier Air Group 8. On February 4th, 1953, the squadron were redesignated to VFA-83. Being the third squadron of the 8th Carrier Air Wing, the designation became 8383. Carrier Air Wing 8 was aboard the USS Coral Sea for a single deployment to the Mediterranean Sea from April 53 to October 53. Compared to modern standards, the lifespan of the frontline aircraft were very short at this time. So already in August 54, the Panthers were traded for F4U-3 Cutlasses. While operating the Cutlass, the squadron were redesignated from VF-83 to VA-83, thus becoming an attack squadron. The redesignation took place on July 1st, 55. The Cutlass-equipped VA-83 made a single deployment aboard USS Intrepid. Just before the deployment of the squadron had been equipped with the F4U-3M Cutlass. That version of the Cutlass were able to fire the Sparrow 1 missile, and the Sparrow 1 missile was brought aboard the USS Intrepid for the very first time in history. In March 57, the squadron would yet again transition to a different aircraft. This time the brand new jet attack aircraft, the A4D-1 Skyhawk. Upon receiving the Skyhawk, the squadron name changed to Rampagers. Over the years, the squadron would operate many different versions of the Skyhawk. After the A4D-1, the squadron would receive A4D-2 in December of 57. In September 1960, the A4D-2N came into service, and in May 1963, the squadron would receive the A4E Skyhawk, which is depicted here. While the squadron were operating the E version of the scooter, the squadron would have their home port changed to Naval Air Station Cecil Field. In August 67, the squadron would trade their E-model scooters for C-model scooters. E-model scooters were favored for squadrons operating in Vietnam, and since the Rampagers were being deployed in the Mediterranean Sea, they would trade their E-models for C-model scooters. The Rampagers operated the Skyhawk for 13 years in total. In June 1970, the Rampagers traded their scooters for the brand new attack aircraft, the A7E Corsair II. It took the squadron back to USS Forrestal, but this time as a part of Carrier Air Wing 17. Carrier Air Wing 17 would make a large number of deployments aboard USS Forrestal throughout the 70s and 80s. Carrier Air Wing 17 would be embarked aboard USS Saratoga in 1984. They would remain there until the end of the Corsair era in 1988. 18 years of operating the Corsair II came to an end in March 88, when the squadron were redesignated to Strike Fighter Squadron 83, VFA-83. The redesignation marked the entry of the brand new fighter attack aircraft, the FA-18C Hornet. Throughout the 90s and 2000s, the Rampagers conducted operations off the deck of USS Saratoga, Enterprise, Dwight D. Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, and George Washington, all as a part of Carrier Air Wing 17. It was in this era the squadron took part in the Operation Enduring Freedom and in Iraqi Freedom. In 2006, the Rampagers were assigned to a new air wing, Carrier Air Wing 7, operating off the deck of Dwight D. Eisenhower. After that, a single deployment with Carrier Air Wing 17 became the squadron's last affiliation with that wing. From 2009, the squadron would make several deployments as a part of Carrier Air Wing 7. August 1918 saw the latest change in the Rampagers inventory. The Legacy Hornet were replaced by the FA-18E Super Hornet. The Rampagers would again be assigned to a new air wing, this time Carrier Air Wing 3 bearing the tailcode AC. At the time of this episode airing, the squadron is still on their first deployment with the Super Hornet in the Mediterranean Sea aboard the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower. The Rampagers have been serving with the US Navy continuously for nearly 70 years. With the arrival of the Super Hornet in the Rampagers inventory, the squadron will no doubt be serving for many more years, adding to their already rich history.